So I want to share to start an excerpt from Robin Wall Kimmerer, author of Braiding Sweetgrass. She writes, if a fountain could jet bouquets of chrome yellow in dazzling arches of chrysanthemum fireworks, that would be Canada goldenrod. Each 3-foot stem is a geyser of tiny gold daisies, ladylike in miniature, exuberant en masse. Where the soil is damp enough, they stand side by side with their perfect counterpart, New England asters. Not the pale domesticates of the perennial border, the weak sauce of lavender or sky blue, but full-on royal purple that would make a violet shrink. The daisy-like fringe of purple petals surrounds a disc as bright as the sun at high noon, a golden orange pool, just a tantalizing shade darker than the surrounding goldenrod alone. Each is a botanical superlative. Together, the visual effect is stunning. Purple and gold, the heraldic colors of the queen and king of the meadow. A regal procession in complementary colors. I just wanted to know why. Dr. Kimmerer writes, why do they stand beside each other when they could grow alone? There are plenty of pinks and whites and blues dotting the field, so it is only happenstance that the magnificence of purple and gold end up side by side. Einstein himself said that God doesn't play dice with the universe. Why is the world so beautiful? It seemed like a good question to me. Why is the world so beautiful? Asks Robin Wall Kimmerer, the native botanist and author of Braiding Sweetgrass, where that excerpt just came from. It seems a worthwhile question to me too. It seems a question longing for a spiritually grounded answer, an answer that is as much about celebrating the beauty as explaining it. Why is the world so beautiful? Feels like the question at hand for Norbert Čapek when he originally came up with the annual flower communion ritual. Čapek was a convert to Unitarianism, having been raised Catholic and then trying out Baptist. He loved the freedom and expression and the freedom of belief in Unitarianism, and he's credited with having brought it to Czechoslovakia. Čapek designed the original flower communion ritual, in which each congregant brings a flower to build a bouquet, to symbolize the free joining of one individual beauty to another's, in an effort to create something larger and more exquisite together than could be accomplished alone. Čapek was put to death for his religious beliefs, a victim of a Nazi concentration camp. His wife, Maja, was the one who brought the ritual overseas, having been made a widow at the hands of fascism and genocide. It feels poignant this year to celebrate a ritual which survived a terrible journey marked by death and destruction, a journey that ends with hope and an insistence on beauty and diversity, even when the world might have convinced you, even for a short time, that it was not beautiful and not colorful and not worth celebrating. So back to the original question posed by Dr. Kimmerer, why is the world so beautiful? There must be a reason that the goldenrod and the purple aster grow side by side. Alone, each is a botanical superlative. Together, the visual effect is stunning. When Kimmerer asks her artist friends as to why this combination was so arresting, they pointed her to the color wheel, where purple and yellow sit opposite one another. To put those two colors side by side is to enliven each, because they are so different in their essential hues. They are made brighter next to one another. This alone could be good enough. This alone could be a good enough metaphor for the ritual at hand today, that each of us is like the aster and the goldenrod, some of us sitting opposite one another on the color wheel, both literally and figuratively. that by growing side by side, we are enlivened and made bolder, brighter by the presence of something so different just at our sides. We, as Unitarian Universalists, we cherish the variegated forms and shades and textures that we are blessed with as a community. We cherish them, and we celebrate them, and we name them as a gift, not a burden, as a blessing, not a curse. Energetic reciprocity, Dr. Kimmerer calls it. Giving off our very own special hue creates a dynamic with those other colors around us, feeding off one another for an outsized impact. This alone would be good enough. Dayenu, in the words of the Jewish people, it would be enough. But Dr. Kimmerer goes on to explain that purple and yellow are a reciprocal pair, capable of oversaturating our eyes with their wavelengths. That if you stare for a long time at a block of yellow and then shift your gaze to a white sheet of paper, you will see for a moment the color purple. This has to do with the cones in our eyes. There's another animal on this planet that perceives these colors as similarly striking: the bee. Growing together, Kimmerer writes, the aster and the goldenrod receive more pollinator visits than they would if they were growing alone. By growing together, they ensure their survival. Why is the world so beautiful, we ask today? There is purpose behind beauty. It is not superficial or saccharine, but rather profound and absolutely critical to our survival. That we grow side by side next to those unlike us strengthens us. It helps us to generate a reciprocal energy that builds an outsized impact on this world. For while asters and goldenrod grow wild, it is the bouquet that we choose to symbolize our union today, a choice to place ourselves amidst the miraculous abundance of this community, where we look around and see those that are both like and unlike us, who believe different things and arrange their families in slightly different ways, whose bodies are wonderfully varied and whose lives have taken interesting twists and turns, each seeking, with choice and intention, a place to call community, a place you can be free. As Unitarian Universalists, we are called to name the bouquet as beautiful because each contribution is beautiful just as it is. We are called to the flower communion because it insists on the beauty that resides in each of us, that whatever form our beauty takes, whatever soil or cement we grew in, we bloomed just as we ought to have blossomed. We are whole here. We are welcome here. Beauty is not saccharine or superficial. It is the birthright of all of us to blossom alongside others, to be pollinated and to survive, to thrive in meadows and hillsides, and to reside in the vase of the communion. It is right that we should be a bouquet, a communion of community. Why is the world so beautiful, we ask today? Because it enlivens us to be so. It makes us bolder and brighter to be beautiful. So may you go forth today with a deeper appreciation for your own beauty, for the beauty of those growing alongside you, and for the beauty of this community, made richer and more intense by all the varied forms of flowers we take. Blessed be, and amen.
Hi, I'm Reverend Hannah Capaldi.
And I'm Reverend Abby Tennis. We are the ministers at the First Unitarian Church of Philadelphia, where our mission is to awaken love and justice in our lives and in the world.
We're so grateful that you watched, and we hope that the sermon connected with your soul.
We also want to invite you to join us for a live worship service every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can always find the link to that service on our website at www.philauu.org. In these services, you'll hear words like you've just heard, And you also get a chance to greet one another, pray together, sing together. And we even hold a virtual coffee hour after services to get a chance to greet some new and old friends.
If you want to support the mission of this community and you feel moved to give, you can do so by going to the website that Reverend Abby just mentioned. You can find that link below, or you can text 215-709-5095 and follow the prompts to give.
If someone in your life needs to hear these words today, we encourage you to share this video. And again, thank you so much for watching.
We hope to see you soon.